AFTERBUZZ TV network. Now the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's Shameless After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Shameless After Show.
Welcome, everybody. Thanks for doing. We're here doing the season finale, Survival of the Fittest for Season 3. I am your host, Phil Svitek. I'm mustering up as much enthusiasm as I can. And that's not because the show wasn't good. It's because it ended so sadly.
Yeah.
I am joined alongside my dynamic duo of JJ Jurgens.
Hey, guys.
And Renee.
What up, what up?
Let's woo some.
Yeah, I need a minute.
Yeah, heavy hearts tonight.
Heavy hearts. I had to change my makeup, so that lets everybody know.
So just overall, the word we would use, sad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very, very sad.
Very
This is sad, heavy.
I wanted to cry like 5 different times. I mean, there was a lot going on.
The toughest part is I knew that, I was like counting down the minutes till like the very, very end, and I was like, there's still so much, and where does it go?
Where does it go?
And the only thing that they gave us was come back for Season 4.
Basically.
Yeah, nothing else.
Everything was a cliffhanger. Everything. Every single thing.
I don't know. There's no resolution in my life.
No.
I know.
Let's try to. I know.
Exactly. I mean, I might need a tissue. I can't take
I mean,
this
here's the thing. We might be, us as fans and you guys as fans, we might be talking about this for the whole year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah. And with you, I looked down at my clock and I was like, no, they can't be almost over because there's so much more that I have left that I want to know.
Well, let's start. Let's try to gain clarity. Maybe if we were drunk, we would have clarity.
We should have been drinking all like Frank.
Let's start with the kids, because let's start with the easiest to the hardest.
Okay.
With Debs in particular, we've seen this journey from her. Now, I like that she wants to now be an adult. How do you guys feel in terms of her becoming a woman?
I think it's beautiful, and I love that she stood up for herself, because it's true. It's like, I need to be involved when it's financial. She has a daycare going, so treat her like an adult. I mean, I'm not saying put all problems on her, but if she's coming to you asking, I think that they should acknowledge that, and I think it was cool that she stood up for herself.
Yeah, I completely agree. All season she's been taking care of people and being there when they need her the most, kind of taking on the Fiona role. So I think I liked what she said.
And for me, we've said this for basically 3 seasons, and you guys have said it this season, but Fiona really doesn't have anyone to go to. And this was one of those times that she always goes to V, and she can vent to her, but this was one of the times that she actually could have spoken with Debs, yeah, and granted she's a child, but they could have bonded over that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and she's very mature for her age. I mean, she's seen so much and lived through so much that, I definitely think she could have shared some words with her.
But I think it's an adjustment period. Fiona has to realize that Debs is growing up, but I think she's just so used to seeing her as her little sister, don't involve her in the problems, and just kind of leave her over there. But Debs is like, no, excuse me, I faked a molestation. Like, you can let me know we're moving.
Yeah. Yeah, but I just, not to jump into the Fiona storyline, but when she's walking out of the hospital and she breaks down, it's because she has no outlet.
Exactly.
Yeah. And, Debs could be. There's not you don't have to, again, as we said, you don't have to put every problem on her,
right?
But some of them.
Yeah. She's involved.
And I love that her and Carl still love Frank.
I know.
Especially Carl to have done what he did.
Yeah. Oh my God, like that moment, that's when the makeup just straight came off. I was like, okay, I'm going to have to reapply.
You finally got your haircut you've been wanting all season long.
Yes.
I know, it came at the right moment.
It did.
Yeah.
And, you know, we'll definitely talk about Frank a little bit, but it was nice, you know, without Carl knowing, he did this act, like, you know what, I got to help my father.
Yeah.
He did something nice for me, you know, by going to jail. Now I got to return the favor.
And it was kind of nice how in Shameless style they tricked us once again. It's kind of like he's playing around with the knife, eating cake off the knife. You're like, oh, is he going to go lash out and do something, you know, stupid or get himself in trouble? And so it was nice that they switched that up.
And it's nice to see that he has a humane side, you know, that he actually has feelings and recognize that, you know what, this is an act that I can do to show compassion.
Yeah, because I thought he was on a mission to do something crazy when he got on that bus. I was like, come on, Carl, really? And then just the slow motion of the thing going in the plug, I was just like, man, this is so sweet.
Well, and just as, you know, letting the sun rays in like you did to me to cure my cancer. But it was so sweet.
I was done.
Yeah.
Forget it.
So I'm glad there's some hope in Carl.
A smidgen. I'll take it.
You know, to even say sun rays, like I'm gonna let the sun rays in, like
Heal you.
Yeah.
What?
that's unheard of from Carl.
Yeah.
No.
So
Still hope.
When you told him to shh, be quiet, I was like, oh my God, I'm done. I gotta go. I gotta go. I love it.
So there's hope. I'm glad. I mean, if you know these kids, they're on a good path.
Okay. Good's strong. It's strong to say good.
You know, and also
better.
I you know, going back to Debbie real fast, I like that, you know, she recognized she helped Sheila.
Oh. Yeah.
You know, she said like, hey, maybe you should get friends your age.
And how much?
And that she did.
Yes, she did.
And her same interests.
Okay. Sheila's like, oh, okay, great, good idea.
I'm sure Debs didn't know that was going to happen, but again, to recognize that, you know, say, hey, you know what, and I don't think Debs was coming at it like, hey, you know what, you're a burden on me, but you know, more for Sheila, of like, hey, you know what, you need to open up for yourself, you know, and you know, you need to live your own life instead of serving other people.
Exactly.
Because that's what Sheila's been doing.
And what 12-year-old says that? Like that? Maybe you need to find your own friends, okay? It's like, what?
So Debs is growing up quite well.
Yeah, she is.
Before we get into Sheila, I really want to take the time to thank you guys for commenting as much as you guys have been doing.
Yeah.
It's been a great season, so we love that you've been on this journey with us, this shameless journey.
Yeah, definitely. It's very fun to read all your comments.
So, you know, it's still going to be there for you to comment all year.
Oh, yes. So keep them coming. We'll check.
Yeah, well, you know what? Now's actually more important time to comment because we'll get through the year together until season 4.
So long. When is it going to happen? Oh.
Next year. I mean, that's truthfully.
Right. Yeah. Oh, I hate that. I wish it was like in a few months.
I know. But, all right, so Sheila. You know, it's interesting that she's been taking care of people, and it was such a sad. I like what she says to Karen. You know, this isn't goodbye. Just say see you soon, and you know, obviously she's saying that more for her own sake rather than Karen's, because
Karen's don't know.
Yeah.
She don't have any idea what's going on. Bless her. I'm just saying.
you know, I definitely a little weird. You know, with them going off in their little van.
I gotta be real. Like, I don't really get that whole little storyline. I mean, I get what they're doing, but I don't know if, like, I don't like that part. I don't like that storyline that they're, like, leaving. I mean, I like that Sheila's gonna come into her own, but that her and Jody are gonna be a couple, I'm just kind of not, I don't know. I don't like that.
I've learned to, in my life, accept things as they are. I don't try to question them anymore. All right, you guys are going off, and
Amen. I need to try that.
JJ.
Well, I agree with her. It is kind of a jump for me to see her just like, you know, hug just Jody's off when it's like they've been together having crazy sex and, you know, all this stuff for so long, and now it's just like, oh, okay, yeah, you're back together. I mean, in a way, I like it because I think that they kind of ran the course of that. It's I'm ready for something new, but it's still, I don't know. Yeah, it's still a little strange.
Strange for me.
Well, I think what's nice is that they recognize the greater good, if you will.
Okay.
You know,
sure.
and yes, they sidetracked. And you know what? It was Sheila experimenting, and as she says, you know, I took it too far, and then, you know, unleashed him to be a sex addict, you know, sex fan that he is. But they eventually recognize, you know what, she is my wife. You know, let me take care of Karen, and you know, it's so in this odd sense, the balance has been restored to,
Right.
Yeah.
you know, in the saddest of ways. You know, now whether or not this journey, this epic journey of trying to find voodoo doctors and whatnot that they're trying to go on, where that leads us, I don't know.
It doesn't sound like Jody's convinced anyway. He's like, yeah, I'll find it. Whatever, I'll get around to it.
I think if anyone, I believe him.
Yeah, I do too. I
Okay.
think he really thinks there's healing powers in Sedona.
I
and
hope
they'll-
so.
I think she will be healed.
I mean, he
Say that
believes
for
in
later,
the power of sex. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, let's be real.
True.
So, but, you know, it's just so sad to see Sheila in those moments when, you know, Karen can't say anything.
Yeah, that was heartbreaking to watch.
Yeah, and like she knows she has to let go, but it's like how hard must that be to see your daughter in that state and then also to let go.
And, I mean, the silver lining is the fact that, you know, she recognized that she didn't cause this to Karen. You know, Karen is a different person than Sheila. So, you know, they established that a few episodes ago, but she still feels responsible, but she can allow her to go on this journey, and I hope Karen recovers and
stays
Yeah.
nice. I hope she recovers and stays nice.
Yeah.
I mean, you would. yeah. Let's
Yeah.
hope for the
Yeah.
best.
Let's hope for the best.
I think so. I think it might be what she needed to change her life around.
You know, and so then Sheila's kind of. She's trying to find, obviously, she's trying to find something to attach to. And, you know, it's the Gallaghers. I mean, her excited, like, oh, you know what? I'm good at decorating. Great.
I know. Let me get the ambrosia. I love all of her nuances. She's such a good actress.
Even just
God, I
her
love
run
her.
back into the house when she was
Yes.
invited, it was hilarious.
And, you know, but she did need that push from Debs.
Deb, exactly.
What do you think of this new venture?
More power to
Yeah,
her. Get it,
good for
girl.
her.
Get it. Get it. It's something to do, and it's a little money and whatever.
Just in full command of this room.
Yeah.
You know, you think it was going to be a book club or something like that? Like,
Nope.
I like to see it because I like to see her like being in power, you know,
Yeah.
and that's clearly where she feels comfortable and
Yes, it's something she's very well
knowledgeable.
versed in.
Yes.
I mean, it was a nice. It was a nice little trick, you know, where I thought, okay, did she have friends before this?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
are they finally coming on a visit? Is this a book club? Like, you know, oh wow, she made friends fast, and then
Yeah.
big reveal.
Well,
Right.
they're coming in, you know, I thought it was like a potluck from some of like her church friends, you know, carrying their casseroles or whatever. So it was good the way they did that.
Yeah,
Just a
so-
big black dildo. You're like, whoa. Okay,
Yeah, and
Sheila, get
how,
it.
how scary was that thing though?
Right?
It's like long
I'm like,
and
what would
wiggly.
you
and
need that? Let me stop.
I mean, hey, according to as told by the show, women apparently love that stuff.
Well,
I mean, they all signed up, so whatever the hell.
maybe
it.
some of that stuff, but like, what, I don't know what that thing was.
Not that big 20 inches she had. No, thank you. No, thank you.
I'm not signing
Not
up
for
for
me.
that.
No.
I'm not ordering it. I don't need.
Nope.
And you know what? Maybe after
Phil, maybe you. I don't know.
maybe years of marriage will change your minds.
You know what? That's true. Let me, because I have not been married, so I don't know. But if I had to guess, I would err on the side of no.
Speaking of kinky stuff, the way the V storyline worked,
What?
and how,
Yeah.
I mean, they did such a. I will give them so much credit for the way they balanced this so delicately to have it be the most grossest to the most kind of family sweet moment.
In
Yeah.
like 20 seconds, you went from what the
Yeah.
you know?
I give Kev a lot of credit. Guys don't get enough credit.
He was great when
He
he's
was
talking with a little picture.
Awesome. Oh my God, when he took the balloons and pretended to be
That
me
was
in the
great, too.
beginning, he's awesome. I love him.
He had a great
So,
episode.
what did you guys think of that? I mean, obviously, you know, it was. I mean, we've been saying that the mother has been crazy because she just wanted sex, but did it go deeper for you guys? Did she just want to feel important?
We knew, I mean, we've said before that we thought she was just enjoying it way too much and she was
Right.
getting way too dressed up and into it. We thought, okay, she's liking this. And yeah, I think we'd said that we thought that she had
Yeah.
some
But
other motives.
Yeah. But it felt like Frank-like, where it's like you wanted to be mad, but then she said that, and then you're like, "What? I say what? Okay, well, I don't really know how to feel about this." It was just weird.
But do you ultimately buy that she ultimately just?
I don't know.
I mean, yes, I'm sure she liked the sex, but ultimately was the greater feeling?
Needed.
Yeah, was that the better feeling that she really wanted?
I bought it. In the end, I bought it. They got me with the little baby thing. All right, I guess she just wanted to be part of it all.
But it was very Big Love-esque as they all walked away. I was like, ooh, I don't know about that.
I mean, I give V so much credit for just letting her life on. You know, I mean, she says to the couple or whoever they were, like, hey, yeah, so my husband had sex with my mom.
What you looking at?
So I give them credit, you know, that they you know, since episode 1 they wanted this goal, and you know, ultimately they accomplished it in their weird way, and they've retained their family bond.
And I give Shinola a little credit too when she was here, because I couldn't tell. I thought for sure they weren't going to have the baby, but she kept her little face solid. So good for you, Shinola. Because I thought the baby was going to get lost, like she was going to miscarry or something.
Yeah. Well, we also thought she was going to have the baby ultimately.
True.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to be the mom of the.
Yeah, me neither.
No one predicted this.
No, they did not. Whew. No, they did not.
And you know, I mean, we even predicted the fact that she would have the baby eventually, but for now she just liked the sex.
Yes.
You know, and the fact to learn that she had the baby for that amount of weeks.
It's like, I mean, you still could have helped. There were other ways to help, as she said.
Yeah.
She just wanted to be needed. I was like, I don't know, ma'am.
Well, and you know, as soon as she told them that she was pregnant, they would have had her over all the time. You know, so
Exactly.
she would have been included in everything from that point on. So her story is a little.
A little suspect.
Yeah.
A little suspect.
Yeah, but Kevin with the photo.
I know.
Yeah, made everything fine.
So funny.
You know, that's where I really want. I give Kev, the character, so much credit for, you know, being such a loving husband, understanding, okay, what's really important here. Like, granted, it's a effed up situation. It's as gross as you get. But you know what? We accomplished the goal.
Yeah.
Yes.
And realizing at that point that, you know, being mad isn't going to do any good.
Baby's
It's already done. Yeah, it's time to shift the focus.
Got to rock and roll and get over it.
Yes, it is. So, speaking of shifting focus, Ian is perhaps following the footsteps of Jimmy, or former Jimmy.
Oh.
You know?
Observation.
Yeah.
I didn't connect those two things.
Well, so he signs up for Army, and
He's
a
not
couple of
gonna go.
things. Here's just observations, and then we'll discuss.
Okay.
You know, had Mickey said something different, I think Ian would have stayed.
I agree.
We'll discuss, and then I think it's going to really hinder Lip's MIT experience or his getting in, because now Ian has his identity.
100%.
So just 2 observations, but let's start with the Mickey storyline.
Again, amazing acting. That little tear that came down, please. I was like, good for him. Like, I wanted to
he's
see.
great.
I know I thought he was going to break a little bit more, but I thought I wanted him to say something else. Obviously, I think we all did, and I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know if Ian would have stayed. I think he was going.
So why did he show up ultimately to the house? Was it to get nitrous?
I mean, what was that? Like, that was so weird to me. Let me get the nitrous. I'll be right back.
What's funny to me about that whole situation was the dichotomy of, okay, you know, we're supposed to, you know, Mickey in his own weird ways trying to have a moment. Yet one of the most not that it's an absurd drug, but you know, you could throw in cocaine, anything like that.
Anything.
Yeah.
But it's just, regardless of whatever drug, it's just still funny, the different types of one purpose is to just get effed up. The other is like, oh my God, we're trying to connect.
Yeah.
Right. Let me get the meth. I'll be right back. It's like, what?
And so that it was nice in that kind of, because again, Ian had to balance his emotions towards all of this, and then, you know, Mickey in his own way, and obviously Mandy, you know, says like, you're a effing pussy.
She did. I like that. I like that moment.
But why did he come?
I think he came for both of them. I think ultimately it was for Mickey.
Yeah,
And
sure.
I agree with you that I think if he would have said something different, I think if he would have said, don't go, because like when he said, you want me to chase after you, like, I think he.
Mickey, I give Mickey so much credit in his own weird way, because he said, don't. just don't.
See?
Like,
But he
that's-
couldn't finish what he needed him to say. Like, I think Ian was like, if he can be a man and finish this whole sentence and say what I need him to say, then I think he would have stayed. But he couldn't do it. Like, he can never give him, you know, all of them. And that's where he was like, I gotta go.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like if he would have said, don't go, I'll leave my wife,
Yes.
maybe he would have stayed. But I think if he would have just said, don't go, let's be my gangbang partner
Right.
on the weekends.
While
I
she's
think-
out effing dudes, and then,
Oh,
yeah, the way
so
he-
gross when he said that.
Yeah.
And I was just casually talking about her. Oh, she doesn't like Nazis. So I took the stuff down. I was like getting so irritated. It's like he doesn't
Yeah.
even process that the marriage is hurting Ian.
Yeah, I was mad at that too. I was like, he's
Right?
sitting there talking about that, you know, in front of him as he's coming over there to
Casually.
say goodbye. Yeah, like he had just been at the wedding, had a meltdown, and you don't bring up the wife, you know, again.
I think for Mickey, it was more of a try to continue normalcy.
Yeah.
You know, which was, you know, hey, you and I, we like each other. We do this thing on the side. You know, my wife, she bangs dudes for a living.
big deal.
Yeah.
You know what? I can do the same thing, and that's what we got going on.
Well, yeah, because he always tries to play it off like he's not fully in love with him.
Yeah.
You know, or let his walls down. Yeah, but he sure is.
He is straight up in love.
But he didn't go after her.
No.
He didn't go after her. He didn't go after her.
No, he did not. No, he
but
did not.
How? I mean, it was for me. It felt very piercing when Mandy did say to him, like, "You're an effing."
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He could have done something at that moment.
Yeah. I liked her in that scene a lot after not liking her for weeks now. Like, it was like, she had a good moment.
The tough part for me is how do you like her again? Like after
Well,
everything. she's
I didn't say I
done?
like her again. I said I
Alright.
liked her in that moment. I still don't
Yeah.
excuse what
Where
she
does
did.
that
like-
go? Is it just lost? Like, okay, cool, you hit somebody, but anyway,
know.
where's the nitrous? It's like I just don't understand.
No, well, first off, Ian doesn't know that.
No, I know.
So
But for Lip, it's like that's it. Everybody's cool.
well, let's hold up on lip. Let's hold up on lip. Let's-
All right. All right.
So I mean, let's bring it a little bit wider now, right? So not that they interacted in terms of the family, but Ian leaving, how does it affect the whole family? I mean, he didn't say
Well, they
anything.
don't. Yeah.
Lip was the only one that kind of recognized something, and he went after him, and you know, Ian said, "I'll be back," whatever. You know, he lied about the whole thing, and so it's gonna be tough.
He's running because he's brokenhearted. He's just trying to change up his environment. I get it. I totally get it. I think they're gonna freak out. I mean,
But you should tell your you know, this family, as open as they are, they don't
I
tell
know
each other.
it's strange. He just left.
Especially the choice he made. It's not like he just decided to move to a different city. I mean, he's enlisted. He could get killed. He could, you know, I think that's something
And
to
you know,
tell your family.
You know, Fiona was. I mean, ultimately, does this reflect badly on Fiona in the sense that, you know, she's now the guardian, right? And she recognized, I think it was last episode, hey, you know, what's going on with that kid? And Lip says he'll tell you when he's ready.
Oh, yes.
Now, he's never spoken to Fiona about this.
Not, wait, does she know about Mickey? No, right?
No,
No,
certainly
no,
not.
no,
I mean, she knows about Jimmy's dad.
That's
Yeah.
How's Ian? It's like, what?
So, I mean, so she knows about that, but in terms of anything else, no.
Yeah, I think because they are so open, they're gonna freak out when he didn't say a word, not even to Lip, who he's screwing over, kind of like. I guess he's not even processing that. Like, you're using his name. That's crazy.
Yeah, so it's poor Ian.
I know. Broken hearts will make you
Yeah.
do crazy stuff.
Well,
okay.
don't break our hearts, women, even though it wasn't a woman who broke his heart.
You know
See,
what?
it was a man.
It was a man. Everybody's
The man.
confusing. I mean, what Kev said to V in that little scene, it's true. Everybody's nuts. I'm just saying, you know, it goes both ways.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
Well, anyway.
Maybe. All right. Speaking of the crazies, let's move on to Lip.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Lip's struggling, graduating, things like that. And, you know, I'm sure you guys remember when you guys were his age, like, where do you go from now? You know, it's always a big moment. And for you guys, hopefully, you guys at least had some sort of path.
Oh, yeah.
Or goal.
I went to college. Yeah.
You know, whereas this kid, like, I mean, I can't imagine that feeling of, like, now what?
Yeah.
Ooh.
You know, like,
Yeah, what do I do with. Yeah.
When you don't have great role models and your dad's like, oh, just live your life to the fullest like me. It's like,
You're
wait,
like me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you get that letter. You're like, wait, what? So.
you know, it's just, again, how do I want to word this? You know, especially everything that he's been through, right? You know, he love and you know, trying to keep the family together and things like that. And so to have that void, I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, so let's talk about more tangible, right? So, in terms of him hanging out with Frank, was he just trying to reach out to something? Was he just trying to, just anything? Like, was that in some sense a cry for help in terms of what do I do now?
I think it was just part of it. Is like I remember graduating. You're excited, you know, and I think he
But
didn't
Frank?
think. Oh, you mean from Frank ends?
Yeah, like
gotcha.
why?
I thought you were talking from
not
Lip.
on Frank ends, but on Lips end. Like, but even on Lips end, why are you hanging out with Frank? You know better.
Yeah, I think it was just he wanted to celebrate. You know, he really
that's what
didn't
I was
think
gonna
that
say.
he was going to get it, and he got it, and it was like it is a big moment in your life at that age.
But
you
as
know,
he
like,
said, he knew about the surprise party back home.
I think he was just in a celebratory mood. When something like that happens, you don't do the things that you normally do. You're just like, F it, it's my graduation, like it's Frank, whatever.
But I think there is still a moment though. It's like it is his dad, you know, and it's a big moment in his life, and as shitty as Frank is,
Exactly.
it's like it still is his dad on his graduation day, and he's done something that his dad or nobody else in the family has ever done, you know. So it was like, okay,
And
I'll just, you know. Yeah, I disagree with a lot of things my dad does, but for just today, I just don't want to think about it. I just want to
Exactly.
celebrate it and enjoy the moment. Is how I took it.
Yeah, and he didn't even have expectations when after they did the push-ups. He gave him the money back and just sat back down. Like he didn't expect
Yeah.
anything from Frank. He's like, yeah, okay, whatever. He's probably gonna disappear. So I think he was just kind of rolling with the punches on that with Frank.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I think so many people have let him down, or not let him down, because I was, you know, but just affected him in such a seemingly negative way, and obviously Frank to the worst.
Yes.
But I do get your guys' point that at the end of the day, you know what, you just wanted anything, especially
Yeah.
in that moment when you're at that kind of void, anything helps.
And I think he was also probably was avoiding, because like you said, he's sitting there not knowing what he's going to do next. He doesn't know where his next option is. So then he's like, well, okay, I'm going to drink, you know, and just kind of like
Exactly.
not think about it or process it and just kind of have
Well, the
a
worst,
little bit
you know,
avoid it.
I think it's a tendency in most people where, like, okay, in the sense he knew about the surprise party back home, and Fiona's going to push him to do something positive. Most of the time, I would say people don't want to be pushed towards responsibility. You know, and so with Frank, he's pushed towards not responsibility, and so
True.
you're going to go with that feeling. Now, all right, so the big, he gets into MIT.
That's huge.
That's huge, and he, you know, now. The scariest moment for me was like, "You're just like me, son." When Frank says that.
Yeah.
No, I was like, where's the gun?
Yeah.
Jeez.
So thank God this MIT invitation came for a full ride and all that, because I mean it gives him a purpose and it makes him not like Frank. Thank God. Is all forgiven with Mandy? Like, how does this work? You know, what's clear is that they have a clear boundary, right? You know,
Right.
when he's there, he's even by the fence, the way it was fully
yes,
shot.
yes,
You know,
nice.
and in my mind, if he had forgiven her, he at least would have kind of gone in, gave her not into the house, but given her a hug.
Right. Maybe she hadn't hit Karen.
Yeah.
You know.
I totally agree. I think it was his way of, like, you know, realizing that nobody else would have done that for him, and the fact that as crazy as she is, that she did go through the effort and the time to, you know, apply for him for all these schools. So I think it was his way of just kind of being a man and saying thank you for it. But I was crossing my fingers. I'm like, do not go in and nail her. Like, do not. Yeah. So like, I like like you said, that the way they shot it and kept the distance. I didn't think it was all is forgiven. I thought it was a thank you for doing that.
Yes.
Appreciate it, but you're still
Cray-cray.
Yeah.
You know, and he's still kind of up in the air about it. Partly, I think, Lip's very well aware, right? And even though he's kind of still drunk and whatnot after his day with Frank, for me, there's a worry that, you know, okay, so if realizing that what Mandy did was good, if he just had been with her, recognized that Karen was in fact, quote, the devil, then none of this would have happened. She wouldn't have. Now, obviously, the act of hitting her
Yes.
That's inexcusable.
Yeah.
Yes.
But to a degree, he drove her there. So had he just been a little bit nicer, recognized that, you know what, the thing that she is doing isn't so bad, and I should accept it, could have prevented
Maybe
this outcome.
that's why he went there. Because, I mean, getting into MIT, that's not a small thing. That wasn't some community college, a few, that's huge. So I think he realized that, too. And maybe, like you just said, he probably processed some of that and felt.
But does he accept the responsibility? Like, what, I mean, internally, like, to realize you partly are at fault for basically creating a vegetable. That's not really the feeling you
I don't know
want to
that
have.
he's recognized that
Yeah,
yet.
I don't think he is either.
You don't think so?
I don't know. Do you?
I don't fully think so, but I wish, at the very least, I wish that he could.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Because,
It's true.
I blame him, especially recognizing now that, he's thanking her for having done this deed for him.
Again, love makes you do crazy things, period.
I mean,
It does. That's all I'm going to say.
I mean, we've set a new standard.
I will knock somebody over for you, okay?
So, I mean, please don't drive over the person that
Yeah,
you're in
well.
competition with.
And don't break my heart.
We'll try not to. We'll certainly try not to. All right. So let's talk about Frank. Withdrawal. Which I thought was a nice thing to kind of hit. We've never really seen the effects of him not drinking. But obviously the effect of him not drinking is less than what's possible when he is drinking, and how that's actually affecting him health-wise.
Right.
And here's my problem with it. It's a great storyline. You come up with it at the end. I love this show, but really,
I know.
you had to. You talk about breaking hearts there. This is breaking my heart.
Phil gonna run over somebody.
They could have done it like episode 7. Would have been nice. They're gonna play out for a little bit.
Gotta wait the whole rest of the year
Yeah.
to see what happens with Frank walking with his ass out. And sorry, but I'm just saying,
It's unfair. I mean, it's obviously that's going to be the big story. I mean, who knows how big it is in terms of the fourth season, but this is a major change.
A major change. I mean, what that would mean for the show if he actually did stop drinking. What the
Here's
heck?
the thing. What's fun is he may or may not stop drinking.
Right.
I think he will, but Frank's always going to be Frank.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you can't get away from that fact, drinking or not. You know
He's
what I mean?
still a bit of a hustler, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it'll probably enhance other aspects of his character if he's not drinking.
Yes, it will manifest
something to
itself
do, yeah.
in some other way.
But let's dissect the Fiona and Frank scene, right? He's delusional from everything, and the first time he goes into the hospital to now the second time. I mean, that was the first time. He just passed out, right? So what's nice is that we got to see both moments of him collapsing, and obviously the first one was not as severe.
No.
The second, that amount of blood, I mean, that's.
I was like, dang, writers, that's a lot. I'm overwhelmed right now as a fan. Can you give me a minute?
I'm not usually very squeamish, but it actually made me kind of a little sick watching that.
Yes.
I mean, that was a lot of
Yeah.
blood.
For real, I was like, could that really happen?
It can.
I mean, that's.
And no, it's not your body processing extra
I know,
blood.
I love that. It's the filtration process.
Yeah, and I think I just, thought he was just gonna spit up a little of it or cough some of it like he did, and I just wasn't ready for the full-on splatter on the ice. And
lips throwing up.
Yeah.
It was just too much. It was too much.
Yeah. And, I mean, especially because it's one thing to drink heavily, but the amount, as Frank says, when he's doing his little push-ups, it's about stamina. And, he's a pretty strong man, despite his, he's not a functioning alcoholic because he doesn't do anything. I won't say that.
He's living life to the fullest.
Yeah, he is, and but he's exerting his body. I mean, there's some alcoholics who just kind of recline in their seat and just watch SportsCenter. Frank is actively doing things on a daily basis with his alcoholism, and whether it's doing push-ups, whether it's ice skating with lip, and so it takes its toll on the body.
Yeah, that was rough to watch. Very rough.
But the scene with Fiona in particular, how did you they obviously teased some of the quotes in their trailer. How did you guys feel ultimately played out, and how did you guys feel about it?
I feel it was a really good scene. I like that Frank, he broke down for a second. He stopped putting on the act of It's just the filtration system. It's just Dr. Mumbo Jumbo. And he had a moment that was actually real. You know, she permeated him, I feel, a little bit. Even if it was just a little bit, I feel like she got to him, which is why he had that moment of him at the end walking in the snow. Like, I thought he was going to just go drink. I thought they were just going to show him getting alcohol, but I think he actually was thinking
I don't know.
about it.
For me, I don't know if she fully solidified it. I think she got the ball rolling. And I think Carl was the one who solidified everything.
Yes.
So thank God for Crazy Carl.
Crazy Carl.
I love the moment when Fiona was in there. I just thought, like you said, it was real, and just I thought the acting was amazing. And I thought when she said that quote, it's hard to read my writing at the moment, but you know, she says, "I would know what I always feared was true, that you don't give a shit about any of us." And I just thought it was a great scene.
That was it.
Well
that was
acted,
the
well
quote.
written. Yeah.
It dagged his heart a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, and I liked she forced him to really, you know, as you guys were said, to be honest, the fact that she said, like, listen, there's no one who's wanted you more dead than I. But at the end of the day, for whatever reason, these kids care about you.
Yeah.
And you know what was nice is that she also recognized, you know what, Frank's Frank. So guess what? You can either do this for the kids, or if you really don't give a shit about the kids, at least do it for yourself, because you will die.
Yeah.
And you know.
What I like about their moments too is, a very intense, serious moment, but it's not like other shows where it's all preachy, or it's like you feel like you know what's coming with the script, or you know what they're gonna say. Like just the fact that she's saying that she wished on his death on her birthday cake, you know, and he's laughing about it like birthday candles. Like it's so effed up, but it's so. It's like they're laughing, but it's so heavy underneath their laughter that it's just built so well. But
yeah, and they both, as actors, they just blew it out of the park.
yeah, totally.
Right?
Just the subtleties and things like that. You know, I mean, on script, that's a very tough scene to pull off.
And they never overdo it. They never overdo it. It's always like just right.
And it's always so much just in their eyes and stuff too. Barely with doing anything, you can just really feel that they're feeling it.
And in terms of Fiona, the character, you know, I give her credit because, you know, she always has this composure about herself, and then obviously as soon as she says what's needed to say, you know, she has that moment of breakdown. But
yeah, I love when she was walking through the hospital and she like had to like get herself together. That was amazing.
yeah, because I mean, you know, because she recognizes what other way can I get through the Frank. You know, I have to be as I mean, should she have broken down in front of Frank? Would that have helped more? I mean, no?
I don't think it would have helped. I think Frank would have just, I think Carl, like you said, was the one who really drove the point home.
I think so. I think you're right because, you know what, we've seen Fiona cry with Frank multiple times. And
he just kind of bounces off of him. He's like, okay, well, whatever.
Yeah. So, and then what is it? What does it mean when he walks outside and he grabs his shoes?
I don't know. I don't know either.
Where's he
I need
going?
more time to process that
there
part.
Alcohol involved? Is he gonna go to an AA meeting? I was just, I don't know.
Well,
Is he going back home and gonna clean up?
Hopefully by now he's sober. So at the very least, what's nice, you know, about especially just from the way the imagery is presented to us, right? At the ice skating rink, he says alcohol provides clarity.
Right.
Now, if he is sober, which I believe by this time he at least, you know, is.
Ish, yeah.
Now, this might be the first moment in his life that he has clarity when he's sober, which is a big moment.
Right.
Now, what that means, I don't know, but...
What is he going to do with it? I kept thinking he was going to walk in all cleaned up at the party. Did you guys think that at all? I thought that for 1 second. I thought he was going to come in and he's just going to be standing there all cleaned up. Because I don't know why
I think he needs to... I think he... even for Frank, he knew that he needed to think about some things.
Yeah.
I didn't think he'd be cleaned up, but I thought when he left that, well, maybe that's what he's going to do. He's going to join the end of the party there in his, you know, hospital gown. But
I mean, you know, it's great from a story perspective. It's great that he didn't because, you know, as they say, there's two things the Gallaghers are great at: partying and picking themselves up. So Frank's picking himself up. He doesn't need to party. He shouldn't party. And so from that aspect, it's good that he didn't. You know, and I think if there's any hope for Frank, this is I don't know.
Yeah, we're gonna have to find out in like 80,000 months. I'm so upset.
Why it came so late?
searching the internet for spoilers.
Right?
Yeah.
The problem is they're not even writing it right now.
know.
They got they got a couple months hiatus, then they're gonna go back to writing. There's no spoilers. It's all speculation right now.
Call in. Let us know something, please. Babe. I'll pay. I swear.
You'll pay to have her episode written?
Yes. I'll pay for it.
All right, let's talk about the saddest storyline of them all. And the most I'm upset.
I'm telling
Okay,
you.
here's the thing.
I'm telling you.
All right. Here's where we're gonna get the comments of like, you guys are idiots. Jimmy's dead. I want to see a body in a
I
river.
don't think he's dead either.
He's not dead. I'm sorry. No.
Yeah.
No. That would be predictable, and Shameless is not predictable.
Yeah.
Hello.
Shameless is not predictable, but like, where do we go?
It drove me crazy. I'm like, they can't go the whole episode without showing us something, you know?
Something.
Even if it was just a little tease at the end, so we didn't know whether he was dead or alive or what. But
A
nothing
shadow.
the
You
whole
showed us
time.
an envelope. Really?
I mean, I'll give him credit as writers because this is what's going to drive me crazy. The fact that he did come and he gave him the money. The fact that do you think that that was Beto acting on his own behalf, or was that a gift from
Ooh, good question.
Estefania's father?
No, I do not think that was
No,
Estefania's
no.
father. I think that was completely Beto on his own.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was Jimmy leaving it for him and then having him deliver it, but
Jimmy don't have no money.
Exactly. He's broke.
His ass broke.
He's broke.
yeah, good point.
He's in any money. I just wish they would have shown something like a shadow or like, I don't know, anything. Just got an envelope and Beto in a van. It's like, what's it to do with that?
I mean, that was I will say I really love that scene, but it was also one of the most creepy. If you're Fiona, it's like, what?
Exactly.
Yeah.
the
And you're
hell?
like, what? Yeah. Excuse me? Wait, you got money? Okay.
Yeah.
And here's the tough part. The order of it, from Fiona's perspective, is it couldn't be worse because she goes to see Jimmy's dad, and he tells her, he's just get used to him leaving, and she asks, is this normal behavior? Perhaps it's different this time, and he's like, not that he says I'll bet on it or whatever, but had the two things reversed, it could have been different. Because then at least like he kind of cares about her and stuff like that. Where this just solidifies by implanting the fact that he always does leave.
Right.
Oh.
It solidifies that he has left.
Right. Her last
And that's a
message.
good bye, yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. Whereas like perhaps if you get some money, you're like, okay, well, you know what? At least he cares about me.
Yeah, that's a good point. He's still trying to look after us in some way. He can't be here right now, but maybe he'll be back. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he didn't just completely disappear.
Yeah.
Completely, but he did.
Yeah. Whereas like. And I guess it still works even the way it was presented, but I mean, God knows what Fiona's thinking. Is she feeling like, okay, this guy's checking in on me? Like, is he watching over us to know when the right time to come back is?
right.
Like, you know what I mean? I don't even know where Fiona thinks.
I mean, I loved how they showed her progression of the messages that she
Yeah.
left for him. Like, that is so true to form for a lot of girls because we are cray. And you will send a message and then you're like, you know what? I do love him. Let me call him back real quick.
we have the anger at first, so a lot of things come out. And then,
Oh, my God.
Well, Lip had the same moment with Karen where he says,
Yeah, exactly.
They-
See, it goes both ways, Phil. Thank you.
everybody's crazy.
yeah, we'll talk after. But yeah, no, I mean, it was a, in this whole episode, Fiona really went on a journey,
Yes.
an emotional journey.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
I mean, so many, we're going to Ann Arbor, and then to now a job.
Oh, yeah, and how smart was that?
That was very smart.
Yeah.
Right? So she got herself a job. I thought that was cool.
So Jimmy contributed. You know what the irony is?
Ah,
The irony is she says,
Yes.
we can't always depend on Jimmy.
but
But ultimately, the money
Got
through
you
his
the
death or not death got her the job.
Not
to
death.
And it's
continue.
going to get Debs her braces.
Oh,
Because now she has
yes.
insurance and
Yes,
family
yes, yes.
plan. And
That's
So
right.
he,
So he
ultimate-
did.
Yes, he did come through
in some,
for Debs.
in some sort of weird way. I mean,
in
it's
sort of weird way.
fate is not without a sense of irony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the last message. Let's zone in on that one. Has she accepted the fact that he's gone? What is that from a girl's perspective? What is that? It was the shortest message of them all.
I think in that one she did.
Yes,
I think she definitely
100%.
accepted it and was I mean, I don't think she's happy about it, but I think she was like, okay, I have to move on, and this is it, and she's ready to move on with what's coming next. Like,
Yeah.
he's not coming back. She can't sit there and hope that he is.
You call somebody that many times and you go into their voicemail. I mean, you have to get to a point of surrender. You're just gonna go crazy.
Yeah.
He's not answering, so she's probably. And then the money, I
Yeah.
think that was like the closure she needed. She's like, okay, well, cool, all right, not cool, but what can I do about it?
Yeah.
Nothing. So bye.
And I like that she did actually try to seek advice from the father. She sought the father out. And,
Yeah. That's how I knew she was going crazy. When you start seeking out family members, that's when you're like, may I speak to your mother, please? It's like, yeah. Have you seen him?
Let's do predictions. Only I say that. Because where do we go?
I know. I want to come back next week and talk about it some more.
No, let's just come and sit, No episode.
Survival of the fittest, as they say, and who knows if Jimmy was. Where do we go?
I don't know. I'm upset. I tell you that.
I mean, fans, I really want to know in this hiatus, is Jimmy dead or is Jimmy alive?
Yeah.
I think he's alive.
Yeah.
Is Jimmy a vegetable like Karen? Like, are we taking care of two vegetables?
I think he took him and he's somewhere with the Stefania. He's gone.
But he's got to come back.
Oh, wait, but she went to INS, right?
You know what?
And he's on that boat still.
Right.
He's
Oh,
going
I
to get
don't
off the
know.
boat somehow.
You know what
Swim to
sucks?
shore.
Here's what really sucks, right? So season 2, Jimmy didn't come back until the 3rd, maybe the 4th episode.
Oh, yeah.
Karen didn't come back, till the 7th, 8th
Right.
episode? They're not afraid to keep us
Right.
in suspense. And
They're going to open the next episode and they'll be like, Jimmy who? What?
Yep.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Be waiting and waiting.
yeah, watch. Episode 12 of season 4, Jimmy comes back.
Right.
Ay.
And then the new
Well, then
cup
do you think
guy.
she'll be with Mike then?
Yes, the new cup guy. Good for him getting those
Cup
roles.
guy.
Yeah.
Cup guy.
Right, keeping it.
No, but here's also the scary part, right? So Connie, the kiss of death, like, hey,
Yeah, that.
you're exactly like me.
Connie, come on.
Yeah.
She just got the job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Poor
Bye.
Fiona. She was all excited.
And she's like, oh, whoa, 22. Oh. Okay.
Now she has in her brain, great, this is gonna be me in 20 years. I'm gonna be her cup lady.
Connie.
And she's excited about the stability and things like that. But as we were watching the scene with her putting in the data entry, and obviously it was more about the cell phone, watching the cell phone. But at the same time, how bored was she? I mean, she was T4.
Yeah.
T2,
And telemarketing, like sales like that, is not. I did do that
straight
as one of my
hang-up.
early jobs. It is not
Awful.
fun.
It
Yeah.
puts you in a bad mood. Everybody's hanging up on you because I know I hang up.
Yeah.
All right,
You
here's
have to
where
deal with that all day long.
Okay, so Fiona, who knows her life, Ian / now
He's
Lip.
not going.
Ian now Lip is in the army. God knows what's gonna happen to him. What the hell is Lip gonna do? He doesn't have an ID. His identity's stolen.
Maybe if Ian
He's-
goes.
You think what?
I don't think Ian's going to go. I think he's going to get off the bus. So.
Well, that's all we got, unless it got better. I don't know.
That's it. That's it.
I can't make anything
No,
of this.
Frank's probably going to stay sober for like 2 days.
Oh no.
Oh,
Or
I'm
he
sad
could
for
die.
her.
Is Frank gonna die? Frank can't die. They kill Jimmy. They could kill Frank. What the hell's happening?
Episode.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us. It's been an incredible
Thank you,
season.
thank you. Been a lot of fun. Thanks, Phil.
I know it's been great. And obviously, we have this pretty much almost a year hiatus. Feel free, really. We love the show so much, and especially right now in the next couple days, we're hurt. Only because it's ended. It's not because the
Exactly.
show's bad. It's because it's ended. And so,
Love it.
talk to us. Where can they find you?
I'm at JJ Jurgens on Twitter or jjjurgens.com.
And I'm at Drea Renee _N on Twitter and Instagram.
And follow us here at AfterBuzz TV. And of course, these lovely ladies, they host other shows, so check them out, whether it's Nashville, whether it's The Real World, anything like that. We do other shows here. So, you know what? Shameless may have ended. Other things are on the horizon. So, thank you guys.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you soon.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.